Good morning, folks. Today I'm in Rutledge, Missouri at the Rutledge Flea Market. We rented a golf cart here and we're driving around looking through stuff. There is tons and tons of stuff here. I think it's at an 80-acre flea market. So far we bought one thing and it was for my wife. I haven't even bought anything yet. Or I guess I bought pork rinds and popcorn, but got a park bench, cast iron park bench back here. Willis is riding in the back of the golf cart over here. So we're gonna keep cruising around here looking. They got rabbits, ducks, and chickens. We've seen goats, dogs for sale, hunting dogs. Oh yeah, there's more chickens and goats and stuff over there. There's all kinds of stuff here. I'll let the camera run for a minute while we're driving around, and then I'll try to get some shots of some of the stuff that we look at here. I've already seen several lanterns for sale, and a couple that I might swing back at the end of the day if I don't spend my money on something else before we get out of here. That little girl. Hardy hibiscus bug, maybe it'll survive. $950 for that boat. He's got some dogs up in the back of his Polaris Ranger over there. I don't think they're for sale. Maybe they are, I don't know, I guess, but I doubt it.
Maybe 150 earlier this year. No, they're Quakers.
Yep. There's some rope. I probably should buy that spool of rope. Honey. Free jerky, it says. I don't know what that is. A cart with a wash tub on it. Got a door cut inside of the wash tub. Somebody's got a homemade teeter-totter with tires for the pivot in the middle. That's pretty cool. I hear a hit-and-miss engine running up here somewhere. I'm gonna have to find that and see what it is. Oh, I bet they're making ice cream.
Oh, ice cream. It's right back
Yep.
there.
Yeah, I'll bet they're making ice cream with it because I think that's an ice cream shop. Yep, ice cream. Got the John Deere hit-and-miss engine turning the ice cream cone over here, making homemade ice cream. There on the side of that building, the sign says knife sharpening. Oh, good job, it's packed full of stuff in there. I can't really see it up there. It says welcome to Rutledge on the top of that sign. We're back up towards the main entrance here. all Milwaukee tools in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, apples, peaches, all kinds of produce there. All kinds of produce there.
Yeah, there's one.
On the table over there. Stop and check them out quick. Dad's root beer crate. Look at that.
Oh, jeez. Is that a garbage thing right there, honey?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get your garbage.
My dad's got one, just the head just like that, that's been a doorstop in his shop for the last 40 years.
No, not later.
Full unopened cans. That one's empty. That one's full. Valvoline, automatic transmission fluid. American Camper camp toaster. Nice little coal and water jug there. Look at that, that's neat.
Why'd you do that? Your sister didn't bother you?
Yeah, she's good.
That might come out while you're driving.
Hoosier cabinet back there. A whole bunch more yard art stuff over there. All these puppies in here. There's Dalmatian puppies back there, all different kinds of puppies here. Oh, we've already got a dog.
And then they get better. They only get better the bigger they are.
Bought a great big 5-gallon glass jug. My daughter's been talking about making a terrarium. They made small ones in school. Talking about making a bigger one, and I've been watching for a jug and found that. So we got a big old glass jug now to make a terrarium. And she'll be excited about that.
Tell them about the straw.
The straw?
Strong.
Oh, strong, yeah. We got some ice cream from the people with the hit and miss engines, and it is aggressively vanilla flavored, but it's good. Lots of stuff, but I think we're going to be out of here in good time this morning. We drove through most of it, and it's getting pretty hot, so we'll be back on the road and out of here by probably 10 or 10:30 this morning.
How much is it, honey?
It's good.
I mean, it's very good. Just after a while, it like just I don't know.
Bigfoot tenderloin for breakfast. It seems like a good idea. We're gonna go get one and try it out.
I'm not trying it because poison.
But it's way too hot.
I don't know if I'd necessarily call that Bigfoot, but it's a decent sized tenderloin, and got some rib and fries with cheese to go with it.
Bruh.
It's a good thing my wife didn't look inside the building or she wouldn't have ordered food, so we'll see how this goes. Guys, got some lanterns hanging up here. Well, I found 2 lanterns in there. We'll check them out a little bit closer when we get back to our campground here in a little bit. I know this is stupid, but I totally would buy that spool of rope if it was like $25. Got no need for 10 miles of rope, but I would totally buy that if it was super cheap. No. No, I'm not gonna look, because if it was $25, I'd end up buying it. And then you'd end up shaking your head at me.
The spool alone is probably worth that.
Yeah? Well, we should go back and check on it. See how much you want for it.
I want a sword.
I'll probably tell you it's not even for sale.
Let's just bring that for display.
I want a sword.
Yeah.
I want that puppy.
Down this road. We'll scoot through here real quick.
So can I?
Yeah, it's getting hot out. We're gonna be getting back to our vehicle and
Something else, Mom.
heading out of here pretty quick. Heading back to the campground.
Mom, I was asking.
Is that a camera and a phone, or just a camera?
This is just a camera. This is, my dad has the exact same lantern as this, and it was his dad's lantern.
Is that right?
And my dad said he remembered going to his grandma's house back in the 60s and getting it out of the basement, and he's had it ever since then. But yeah, that's the Hibbard, Bartlett and Spencer. The OVB brand was
I think
our
you could
very
put a wick
best.
in that seal whole fluid.
Yeah, it looks like it would. It looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
We're just checking to see if there's one that's not a repeat from my collection. We got, between me and my dad, we got probably 250 lanterns,
Is that right?
maybe more than that.
That's
so-
what I used to do with kerosene lamps.
Yep.
I give it up.
Yeah, I always stop and check real quick and be like, oh, is there something that's not a repeat that I'm looking for? Thanks, have a good day. Well, we pretty much did, I think. Oh, that's neat.
Oh, that's cool.
They got cans that they've cut like jack-o'-lantern faces in. That would be neat to put a light inside of at Halloween time. Let's see the one, the chicken feeder back there that they cut a face in. Actually, you could just about pop, like the ones that the lid would come off of, pop the lid off of it and put a kerosene lantern, or cut the bottom out of it and just set it over a kerosene lantern for, that's kind of a good idea.
That red one there. I think it's gas.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I might have to try that.
That would be fun. I know, I want to see my Christmas.
Goats, chickens, all kinds of stuff over here. We got some of them covered up with a sheet over there for some shade.
I think he put sheets on them that night.
I don't know.
Building a new, somebody's building a new building for their stuff here. Lots of people here. It's definitely way busier now than it was when we got here this morning.
Hike to this very far place, like sit down in a tent and have one of those and just cook our food like that.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to hike miles out into the middle of nowhere and then sleep in a
With
tent?
Well, I would. Just like to Mount Everest.
Well,
Because like I feel like that would take a day.
I'm glad I didn't buy one of the lanterns off of that table of lanterns earlier, because then I wouldn't have bought the ones that I got over there. So that's why I waited until on our way out to come back if I didn't find anything else.
But that blue one back there's a Dietz.
Yeah.
Like the one you have.
Yep.
Like one of the ones.
Yeah, I've got a couple. That's still sitting there. I'm not surprised at that. The 200A sitting there, but it's pretty rough, and they got $600 or $65 on it. So I'm not surprised that it's still sitting there. Those wooden things on that bench are from like a pipe organ. They're the pipes of some kind of organ. Big wooden hollow pipes. You can see how they look like whistles on the end. Dee was saying that would be neat if you had a house to repurpose those into beams, like make covers for beams out of them, and it would. They look really neat. I'm guessing you got to buy the whole shooting match to get it, so. On the big red three-wheeler. People pay crazy prices for those now. They're actually really collectible. Somebody's got a double bicycle here. That's pretty cool.
That's true.
I ended up just holding off, wait until we got home today. This is Sunday afternoon, and I figured I'd get home, come back here to the backyard, and show you the stuff I bought at the swap meet there. The very first thing we bought when we got there was actually something that my wife saw and she really liked. So let me pause the camera and I'll go over where I got it leaning over here and show you that. The first thing we picked up was this bench. It's the ends and the back to a bench, or at least I thought it was the ends and the back that were supposed to go to the same bench. The guy had 30 bucks on it and he dropped it down to 25. The wife liked it. She saw it and really liked it before I even went down and talked to the guy that had it. And immediately when I asked, he dropped it down to 25, and I said, I'll take that for 25. But after I got home and got looking, the spacing on these holes that I thought was supposed to line up with the holes here for the back of that and bolt together are not the same at all. Even the spacing for these holes is not exactly the same as that. But I'm gonna have to make like 2x4 slats for a seat anyhow. I can make a frame that'll go across the back with a couple of 2x4s and maybe even a couple of cross pieces that will hit these holes, and all the way across the back and the bottom there to be able to bolt it together. And doing that, I can spread it out just a little bit more. I haven't even measured that, but I would imagine that's about 4 feet wide. So I could make it into a 4.5 or 5 foot bench if I want to. I'll be able to get it put all together. When I do get it all put together, I'll show a picture of it on my Facebook page. So you can check us out on Facebook. Just search Cutler's Antiques on Facebook. It's easy to find. When I do get this all put together, I will show a picture of it on there. And my wife absolutely loves that color, even though I'm not crazy about it. So that's the color it's going to stay for now. So look for it on our Facebook channel sometime in the next few weeks. I think we're going to try to have it put together before Old Threshers and take it for an extra bench in our display during Old Threshers. Okay, the second thing that we bought was something that I saw that I knew my daughter would want, because my daughter in her, I don't know what class, in one of her classes at school last year, they made terrariums, which is like a bottle with plants and stuff growing in it, but they just made them out of 2-liter pop bottles, cut the pop bottle in half, put all the stuff inside of it that you put in there. It's kind of a process. You put activated charcoal, you put plants in there, and on a larger one you can put some like snails and insects in there, and then you seal it up and they stay alive for years. Well, the one they made in a pop bottle didn't last long. They cut it in half and they taped it back together so it didn't seal tight, lost its moisture. Pretty soon it was all dead, and since then she's been talking about wanting to make a big terrarium. So I've been watching and seeing a couple of these for sale, but I ended up not buying them just because the price is too high or not exactly what I wanted. But down there I found this big old, it won't even hardly all fit in the shot, big old 5-gallon. On the bottom it says NRC M-3008, and then at the top it says 1997. There's like a VR kind of looking thing and a number 2. I don't know if the camera will pick any of that up. This big old glass jug, which is going to be a bit of a challenge for making into a terrarium because the hole in the top is not very big. I assume that this was maybe a glass water jug for something like a Culligan water cooler, but I don't know. If anybody knows what this actually was, put it down in the comments. But it's a nice big clear glass jug, and I'm very confident that we'll be able to get everything we need to put in it to make a terrarium in there. We may have to make some wire hooks that we can lower, like the small plants and stuff we're putting in there for starters, lower it down in there and get some long pieces of wire to move stuff around. But I'm confident that we can make a big old terrarium out of that and seal it up. And once they're sealed up, especially if you have like some snails and insects in there, they last indefinitely, like a long time. I've seen pictures of people that have them that are 50, 60 years old and they're still going fine. So that's going to be fun. We'll put that together. I told my daughter she'll have to start researching all the stuff we need to get to put in there. What kind of like snails and insects you can put in there that'll, because if you have it all sealed up and you get the right balance to where the plants grow and make the oxygen, snails and insects consume the oxygen, it'll stay alive for a long time. The same person that had that big old glass jug, after I paid for that and was about to walk away, I looked over and I saw this. And for any of you that don't know what this is, it's called a soldering copper. And it's got a big copper head designed to be heated up by a torch, and it's used for soldering when you're doing tin work on stuff. This is actually going to be in a future video, so I'm not going to say too much about it other than what it is. But I've been looking at them on eBay and I couldn't find one for less than, by the time you bought it and got shipping put on there, I couldn't find one for less than about 20 bucks. So I've just been watching, trying to find one. And I found this one down there. Asked the guy, what do you want for the soldering copper? He said, I don't know, how about $1? So I gave him $1 for it. That's going to be in a future video, so we'll just leave it at that, and you'll see that again sometime coming up. Then the last two things that I bought, well, other than caramel corn, kettle corn, pork rinds, and food that we ate there, the only two other things that I bought and brought home were 2 more lanterns. One of them is a copper fount CT ham. I don't know if this will pick it up, but I'll show some pictures if it doesn't show well. But it's got the original globe. Ham's Cold Blast, embossed right into the globe, raised letters. And it's pretty rusty. The bottom's got a nasty whammy on it, which is going to be difficult to straighten out, but there's no real sharp creases, so I think I'll be able to get it straightened back out to usable condition. But as I'm looking at it here at home now, there is original finish peeking through from underneath this rust. It's got pretty scaly rust on it. The cap's rusted on here. It's pretty heavily rusted. The other lantern that I got there was this Rayo number 75 Hot Blast. And as soon as I saw this hanging up there, before I even looked at the price, I thought, that one's gonna go home with me. And there's a reason why. This Rayo Hot Blast number 75 that I've had for 30 years now probably. Back when I was much younger and not really as much into collecting, just like the old lanterns, I decided to scuff this one down, spray it with some DP sealer to keep it from rusting anymore. And this lantern lives in my camper. It's been in every camper I've ever owned. And every time I go camping, I light this lantern and burn it. But after I seriously started collecting lanterns, I always wished I would have left the original finish on it because it had a nice patina to it. But I thought, oh, I need to clean this up and spray it with something so it doesn't rust away. So when I saw this one there with its original finish, I thought, yep, that's gonna go home with me. So I bought this one, and it's in pretty good original condition, and I don't think it's gonna take anything more than trimming the wick, filling it up with kerosene, and lighting it up. I've not even popped the cap off of it yet, but took the cap off right now. There's a lot of wick in there. It comes clear down underneath the fill hole. Bottom looks shiny. Let's pop the globe out. It's got a really nice Rayo number 0 Hot Blast, made in the USA. The back of this one says R4 on it. There is a chip at the bottom of the glass, but it's very smooth on the edge. It's not a rough edge. I don't think that it's going to hurt at all to burn this lantern. I don't think that that chip's going to spread into a crack and come up the side. Not worried about that at all. The wick, oh yeah, it does. I didn't even try cranking it up and down, but it cranks up and down nice and easy. Well, that lift mechanism works nice. I'm not even gonna pull the burner off or anything. I'm just gonna take that out and square up the end on it. I like to start with a nice, fresh, clean, square edge on a lantern when I get one, so I can get a good idea how it really burns. So trim that up to a nice, square, clean edge. Might have to cut this bottom frayed part off now to get it to feed back down through the wick riser. We'll put this wick back in there. I'll fill it up with fuel. We'll give it about 10 or 15 minutes to, yeah, I figured that. I am gonna have to pop the burner out of there because after I took that out, I can't get the wick fed back down in there. Actually, the burner's nice and clean anyway. Comes apart easy enough, so it's not like it was a big deal, but we'll feed this wick back in there. There we go. I'll fuel it. Give it about 15 minutes to soak up the fuel. We'll give this a light up. And I just realized I did not bring a funnel back here with me, so I'll just go ahead and pause the camera. I'll fuel this. I'll leave it set about 15 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and clean this globe, even though it's pretty clean already, but I'll take it up to the sink, clean it up good. I'll be back in about 15 minutes and we'll try to light this thing up. It's been about 10 minutes. Clean that glass up, clean up really nice. Gotta like those raised letter globes like that. I noticed on the back of it, it says R4, and the one on my other one that I've had for years says CIV. So if anybody knows what the difference is, R4 and CIV, drop it down in the comments. I would be very interested to know. I'll probably get on the Tubular Lanterns Facebook group and show some pictures too, and see if anybody on there can shine any light on the subject. Tell me exactly what that stands for. But so let's see if we can light this thing up. I may have to run up to the garage to light it. It's pretty windy out here. I'm guessing you can hear it on the camera, but this camera's got pretty good noise cancellation, so I don't know if you can hear it or not. We'll try to get it lit up here. I'll crank the wick up pretty high. Wait for a second when the wind dies down a little bit and try to quickly get it lit here and get the globe. I had it lit, but I didn't get the globe down quick enough. There we go. There we go. Burning a nice flame. Cold blast lanterns, or no, hot blast lanterns are not as good in the wind as a cold blast lantern. So with this breeze blowing out here, it's going to be kind of a shaky flame in it. But I will tell you, this one that I take camping all the time has been through some storms. It's got blown off of the trunk of the car that it was sitting on overnight, landed in the gravel road, didn't break. So It's been through a lot of storms, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and most of the time when I wake up the next morning, it's still burning. If it didn't burn out of fuel, it stays going. So even though that flame's kind of ragged and jumping around, they don't blow out. They'll keep right on going. So now I have my original one to match the one that I painted. The one that I painted will still stay in my camper. That's still going to be one of my 2 lanterns that I always take camping. And this one I will let sit right back here and burn now till it gets dark out tonight, which is gonna be a while. It's only 1:54 in the afternoon, so it's gonna be probably 9:45 before it's getting good and dark out here. Once it gets good and dark, we'll come back out and we'll grab this and take it up, hang it on the pool patio, and I'm gonna let it go all night tonight. Well, I said that I was gonna let the old lantern burn all night tonight, but we got some storms on the way. Probably gonna be here in about an hour. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the lantern away for the night and get the windows closed up on the motorhome before the storms actually do roll in here for the night. The lantern's hanging right back here on the swing by the burn pit back here. Burning real nice. So this is going to be the end of the video for tonight. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget, you can find us on Facebook if you want to look us up on Facebook and follow us there. Also, don't forget that if you enjoy the content we're putting out, the best way you can support us is just to let the ads play when they come up. If it's a long ad, let the first 30 seconds of it play, then it counts. Please give the video a like, leave a comment down in the comment section. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do so. It does really help. And come on back next week, folks. We'll have a video of something here for you to watch.